Hey cuties! Welcome back to 5 Years Time Podcast. I'm so excited that you've joined us. I also just realized that I started recording exactly on the hour. It's 10 a.m. and that just feels like a good omen. Like starting right on the hour. Wow! Also, if you're watching on video, I'm snuggling up with my blanket. It is actually quite lovely outside. It's been cooler mornings, not even cool, just like cloudy mornings and then sunshiny afternoons and really lovely evenings. Like a little bit of a sweater, but still nice enough to sit outside, not too many bugs. Oh, I love June. That being said, I can't believe that it's almost the end of June. Like, how is today, June 20th and 21st for you if you're listening on the release date? That just drives me wild. I just can't believe it. Anyways, that being said, June 20th is ingrained in my brain as the release of Old Enough by Haley Jacobson, which I'm so excited about. So if you are looking for a summer novel, I actually have it and I'm reading it. And I got to a really good point this morning. I've been very slow. I'll get into why, because I've just been so busy this past week. But I read a chapter this morning and it left off on quite a hit cliffhanger. So I'm so excited to pick it back up. And I just know that I just want to sit and read it like all at once because it's just gonna get so much better. Like it's already got me hooked, but I just know it's just gonna start flowing from this point on. But anyways, if you want to pick up a copy, it's out today, which is just so exciting, and I'm so happy that Haley came into my life on the internet, and I just like find her words so connecting to me, and I just love it. So just wanted to give that shout out. It's just reminded me. But anyways, I just feel so happy to be embracing June. I knew that June was going to be a busy month for us, and it's really only that's as far as our plans this summer have gone is June. And I look forward to the rest of the summer and I don't know, all the adventures that come. Last summer, I felt like I tried to be really planned out. And that was good because I wanted to make sure that I could like get in with all the friends, see everyone, plan the weekends. I feel like they fill up so quickly. This year, I just saw a lot of stuff happening in June and was like, I can't even look past that. And I love knowing that at the end of this month, going into July, it's just kind of like open ended and that I can pick up and go because this week I want to just talk about how I'm in my yes girl era. And I feel like a few months ago, I was talking about being in my slow down era, which I was absolutely in. And I'm still embracing some of those techniques moving into the yes girl era. But that being said, I will dig deeper into that into this week, I learned. But let's do a weekly recap. I don't even know where to start. This past week was bonkers. And yesterday, Monday, I did my laundry and shows, which has literally become like it's fabulous. And I took it as like a full day off. I didn't even post online. I just enjoyed I had a few emails I had to do, but like, that happens. But like I really just embraced the day off Monday of laundry and shows. And I got back into Desperate Housewives, which I was really excited about because I was putting it off for a while catching up on Netflix shows, but now I'm back on my Desperate Housewives grind, which is great. But it was really well needed. I took a nap and we had a really restful evening. We went and got ice cream with the family for the first time at Avondale's, which is like the local ice cream spot here. They make the handmade ice cream every day. It's so good. We got milkshakes for the first time, which was so delicious. My brother actually got a mint chocolate chip milkshake, which is just absolutely nostalgic to our childhood. We grew up going to Baskin and Robbins getting mint chocolate milkshakes, and they're my favorite. I know you either love mint chocolate ice cream or you do not like it. Trevor does not like it, like at all. Me and my brother just think it's the best thing ever. But anyways, that's me talking about my refresh. Let's cut back to where we left off. So last Wednesday, I think, was my last day of just a little bit of chillax before the storm and a good storm, I promise. But Thursday, I headed into the city, which was so much fun. I had an event that I invited my sister-in-law to. So we went to Puppies and Pilates, and it was so much fun. They were socializing guard dogs. That was, or guard dogs. Is that what they're called now? Like guide. Now that I said guard, I was like, that's wrong. Guide dogs. So it was an opportunity for the guide dogs to be socialized. And we did some Pilates, which I haven't gone to an in-person Pilates class since I think like the day before I had Roe. Fun fact is I used to be a Pilates girly. I loved Pilates. I still do love it, but there has not been a studio where we've moved to that I found that I love. And it's not worth spending the money if you don't love it. Like, you just need to connect with your instructor. Like, I connect with my instructor. I actually have a podcast episode with Mackenzie. I'm trying to think of what it's called. I feel like it's called Fitness Beauty Health, which is her company. And she is just the most magical, knowledge filled human being. So if you're looking for, a really beautiful conversation between me and Mackenzie, I do have that podcast. I'll make sure to link it in the description below or wherever it is in your podcast app. But yeah, I absolutely just connected with her so much. And she has an online platform and then also teaches live classes um, in Muskoka during the summer at a marina. And then I believe she does some in the spring in Toronto. And then I know that she is based in Costa Rica in the winter. And she did do an amazing retreat this year that just looked absolutely phenomenal. And I was hoping that the stars would align, but it didn't for this year. And I really hope that it does for next year because I would absolutely love to do that. And that would just be, I know it would be a hard decision for me to make because this is a discussion for another day, but I feel I have not gone away from Row yet by myself except for one day. And it was an accident, but like I ended up sleeping over, and then like by myself, well, with my friends, but without Trevor. And I wasn't supposed to, but I ended up sleeping over. And so that was my first night away from Row without Trevor, like by myself with my friends, independently, being me. And I'm just like craving that, but also I like am not forcing it because I don't know what it is. I know it'll be so good for my soul and so good for me. And like I literally talk about that day last year of that happening as like the best day of last year because it was like a time where I got to just be me free by myself. And I know that I need to do it, but I just like haven't put the wheels in action. So I feel like in my year of 30, oh my gosh, we're getting into a whole nother podcast episode, guys. I'm giving you sneak peeks of what's coming up, but I am turning 30 at the end of the summer. And I feel going into that year, it's going to be the year of like me, independent me, and trying to really take those, like I am grateful and I do try and take those moments, but really push myself out of my comfort zone. And don't be afraid of FOMO because the best way that I can be the best mom is to fill my soul up. And I know that that involves pushing myself out of my comfort zone and letting Ro have her freedom with Trevor or whoever she else stays with. But also like being separate from Trevor, I think is important as well because like I'm my own person. But anyways, that's a whole nother thing. But I don't even remember how I got onto this tangent, but what I was going to say was on Thursday, I went into the city and this was really beautiful and exactly what I needed. A day for me on my own in the city, just catching up with friends. So I went to the Puppies Pilates with Lauren, which was so lovely. And it was like a friend's handoff all day. At first, I was so worried that it was like going to be really exhausting. Not in a bad way, but just I had a busy weekend ahead as well. But then I was like, oh, screw it. We're doing it. We're just going to plan with everyone. So I went for lunch with my two besties, Akbar and Navina, which was so lovely to catch up with them. They'd just come back from a trip, so it was fun to hear about that. And then me and Navina continued on to go for some drinky poos after, and we got some bellinis, which were absolutely delicious. And then I walked over to meet my friend Ken, who I actually met in Niagara, and she's now moved back to Toronto. She went to school in Toronto, but she's moved back to Toronto for a job. So it was so nice to see her because it's been months, like it's been wild. And so I saw her new place. We went and got Thai food. I was so full. I ended up bringing home most of the meal, but I ate for breakfast the next day and it was delicious because we got pizza at lunch, but it was so lovely. And then I headed home after that. And it was really, really nice. I ended up getting home not even too late. I wasn't sure how late I would get home, but it was like 8 something. So that was awesome. And I was able to get a good rest because going into Friday was the day before our church's strawberry festival, which we have been working towards. Everyone in my family has been volunteering, but me and my mom were heading up the bake table. So we've been making meat pies and strawberry pies. And Friday, we needed to bake off our pies and collect all the baked goods that people were donating and price them and label them. And Trevor came in too because he was doing like the AV and sound equipment for all the entertainment. So he needed to make sure it was all set up and talk to the people he needed to talk to. Anyway, so we were all there Friday all day. We dropped Ro off, headed in there. And then I actually went and picked Ro up and brought her so that we could stay into the evening to keep collecting and labeling. And then we headed home and we got McDonald's, and they have wraps again, which is just so exciting because I used to love the wraps. And I think during the pandemic, they got rid of them because it was like cost effective, I assume. But anyways, I got the sweet chili one, or sweet chai, I don't know, something sweet Thai chili maybe, I'm not sure. But it was so good, and the sauce just reminded me of the mini baguettes that they used to have like years ago. Those were so good. They need to bring those back. Like those were so good. But it was delicious, and now I'm literally craving wrap every day. Like I'm like, I want to go try the other flavor. I tried to convince Trevor yesterday, and he was like, because he was running out to take some of the sound equipment back to Long and McQuaid because we had rented it. But the convenient place to go would have been Harvey's, not McDonald's. And I was like, but that's okay. I will get there. There's still 2 more flavors to try, and they have 2 snack wrap flavors too. I think a buffalo one, and I'm not sure what the other one is. But anyways, I just love the McDonald's snack rack. So that's what we had for dinner. And then we just all went to bed because we were going to be up first thing, 6:30 the next day, heading in to set up and do the festival. So that's exactly what we did. We woke up, we left, we stopped at Starbucks on the way, which was I was so grateful for. Trevor's like, oh, can we just stop at Tim's? It's more convenient because I didn't have a chance to make a coffee and I knew I wanted full caffeine. And then I was like, I really don't want to stop at Tim's because I want all the caffeine because I had a big day ahead of me. And I love nitro cold brew. But as most of you know, I'm not a caffeine cutie anymore. I don't drink caffeine on the daily. I've been having my matchas more frequently because I've been having so many busy days, and matcha's a really good sustainable caffeine for me. I realize it doesn't hit me as long as I'm like doing things. The thing for me is I need to have an active day. For coffee caffeine, I need to have a physical active day. Like I need to be up on my feet, busy doing things. For matcha caffeine, I need to be having at least a like brain busy day. I need to have things that I'm doing and completing. I can't just be like vegging out or chilling or hanging out. I need to be doing stuff. Or else it just like makes me feel not good. And so anyways, I was like, I really want to get a nitro and I want to get a grande because I, 1, want all the caffeine I can have. I have a long day ahead of me. And 2, I just love the flavor of it. And there's very limited options for me to get nitro because I need to be like, go, 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 go. So we stopped at Starbucks, which was fantastic. And then we got to the church. We set up, we got all the baked goods out on the table. And then off the bell went and the festival begun, and our table had a huge line at it. Like last year was the first year me and my mom did it, and there was definitely a line at the beginning, but not like this. Like this was like the first hour we were down like 75% merch or baked goods, and by 11 o'clock it started at 9. So by the second hour we were sold out and the bake sale was closed, but everything else was open. So me and Ro was there and she was enjoying the kids zone, and then me and Ro went and got food for everyone, and we asked other people if they needed help places. We got to enjoy the entertainment, and it was really lovely. And Trevor was doing the entertainment the whole time. I had to leave by 2 because I was headed back to Toronto to go to my friends, who she texted me a week or so ago. Maybe it was a month ago, I don't remember, but she texted me a bit ago and was like, hey, you need to reserve this day because we're doing wedding stuff. And I was like, sure, totally. She just got engaged, and she's not planning on getting married for a year. So I was like, I have no idea what wedding stuff is. And I'm like a good friend, but like she hasn't figured out wedding party or whatever. And so I was like, we already had her engagement party, but she was like wedding stuff with family. So I was like, okay, like I really didn't question it. I was like, oh, maybe this is like everyone has different things that they do. But I was like, I've never done wedding stuff with family like a year before the wedding, like no date secured, no anything. So I was like, I really don't know what we could be doing. But I was like, maybe we're planning out the wedding. Like maybe we're planning out the logistics or something and figuring out the date or whatever. So I was like, okay, I got to make this work, even though I know I have the Strawberry Festival and I'm going to be so exhausted. Because last year we did something after the Strawberry Festival with people, and I just remember being literally a zombie. But I was like, I got to make it work. Like, she's my bestie and she's doing wedding stuff. I got to be there. So I left at 2, the festival ended at 3, Trevor and Ro and my mom stayed to clean up, and I think they got home around 5. But anyways, I snuck out and I drove down, and I got there, and then it was so funny. She's like, opens up this door, and her friend, or our friend, is standing there recording, and I was like one of the first people there because it was her other friend was there, and she opens up the door and there's like a party set up, and I read the sign and it says bridal party something, like talk about a bridal party. It was a taco theme. And I could not figure out what that meant. So I'm like, I'm like, my reaction was like so confused. Like I was like, oh, and I was like, I wanted to like celebrate the appropriate way. I was like, hey, in my head, I'm like racking, and I was like, what is a bridal party? Like, it's not a shower, it's not an engagement party. It's just me, her, and this other girl that are here so far. Like, what? I'm like, so I'm just like, yay! Like, oh my gosh! Like, I brought wine, and I was like, what is a bridal party? And she's like, no, 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 like a bridal party. And I was like, a bridal party. And she's like you're in the bridal party. I was like, oh, we're celebrating you telling us about bridal part. I get it. Anyways, it was probably the worst reaction I probably given. I was like, you could see my gears spinning trying to figure out what it meant. But anyways, it was a party to commemorate who was going to be bridesmaids in the wedding. So that was so exciting. And later on, like a bit later, the other girls came and we all just ate tacos and hung out. And we went for a walk and hung out in the park, which just felt so reminiscent to being like teens. And me and Tiana know each other from like high school, and so we used to always go hang out in the park like during like the evening or whatever. And so I just felt like, oh my gosh, we're like so young. And the thing is, it didn't feel so far removed, but then I thought about it and I was like, oh my gosh, but we're like, she's 30, I'm gonna be 30. Wait, we're like adults, like real adults. I don't think you ever feel that though. Like literally in that moment I was like, I just feel like a little 16-year-old, and I appreciate those feelings. They make me happy. So anyways, that was fun, and I had a big debate if I was going to sleep over or go home. And then I just made the call. I was like, I'm gonna go home because the next day I needed to basically go all the way back to Niagara and then basically come all the way back because we were going to Trevor's parents. So I was like, I don't want to do that first thing in the morning. Let's go home. So I stayed there until like 11 or so, and I got home around 12, and then I just hit the hay. And I'm so surprised. I was literally not exhausted like that whole time until I got home. Like driving home, I was like, okay, I'm ready for bed. And then the next morning we were up and off to the races again. We went to Trevor's parents because it was Father's Day. So we were going there for a Father's Day brunch. We hung out there, and then we had to pick up my brother in Toronto. So we drove, picked up Richard, and then headed back here because he's with us for this week because he's on vacation. So we're doing lots of fun summery stuff this week, which is just so fun. But then I was just exhausted. We got home, I fell asleep in the car, and then I pretty much just like got home, put Ro to bed, and went to bed. Like I was tapped out. And then that brought us to Monday, where I just did laundry and shows, took a really good nap, and we had a relaxing evening. And then this morning I woke up so refreshed. I even got up, nobody was up yet, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do a dip in the pool, which is like so unlike me. But I was like, let's do this. So I went and made my coffee, and then Ro woke up. So I was like, oh, Ro, what do you want to do? Do you want to watch a show in Mom's bed? Do you want to come for a dip? She's like, I want to come in. So me and Ro headed down, and we had a dip in the pool, and we actually had a wonderful morning. We swam, we made oatmeal, we did chalk drawing. We have this yoga book that she got from the library with all these different like kid yoga poses that are named after animals. So we put out a blanket on the lawn and we did some morning yoga. And then Trevor went to the gym and came home and did a dip, and Ro went and joined him for that. And then we went and got a car wash before school, and I came home, and here we are. But that was my week. It was really jam packed. And you know what? I thought I would be left feeling so drained, but I did the perfect combination of listening to my body and saying yes, even when maybe it felt a little uncomfortable. Um, and it was perfect. Like I feel so energized, and then I've been feeling so energized because I've been using my energy. It's just this really beautiful balance of like knowing now so much better what burns me out and what doesn't, and like finding the perfect balance. And I'm really excited to talk about it. But before we get into that, let's have our snack and drink of the week. Okay, my snack this week, I am absolutely just like I am full fully into snack plate mode. Like you know me, cuties. I'm like the snack plate girl forever and ever and ever. But like come the warm weather and when I'm booping and bopping around, like snack plates and snack packs are just what fuel me. And I get so excited to buy the things at the grocery store. And so my current obsession on that snack plate is roast beef, like sliced roast beef rolled up with either or both a little bit of that grainy mustard I get, the triple crunch. It's so good, just super grainy mustard, and then some horseradish, and then you roll it up. Mm, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. It is so good. It's a perfect little meat roll up. I love it. It's got the kick to it. It's got the acidity to it. It's got the salty meat. Oh, it's so good. So that's my snack of the week. It's so delicious. And then for my drink of the week, honestly, this is a reminder drink of the week because I just need to make sure that I'm filling up my water bottle. It's water, and that's what I brought. Ooh, let me see. I got my jar of water. Last week I was regretting that I forgot to fill up my water before I sat down. And this week I filled it up. Mm. But honestly, I'm like going back and forth between drinking, just trying to I've been filling up my really big water bottle that I have from Popflex. I love that thing because I fill it up once and as long as I like drink that, then I know that I've like drank throughout the day because I think it was last week I came to one I know when I haven't hydrated appropriately because my body just aches. Like I just get so achy by the evening. And there was one night where I just like couldn't even finish making dinner. I got halfway through and I was like, I need to lay down. And Trevor was like, don't worry, I can do it. And I was like, I did not drink enough water today. Like I did not. So yeah, I've been now filling up that water bottle every morning and then I just like sip throughout it the day and I don't stress about refilling it or anything. Like if I want to, I can, but as long as I am continually drinking from there, I feel like I feel my best. So water is my reminder and my drink of the week and I am just so happy about it. And then the other thing I've been drinking is the matcha. I'm literally obsessed. So if you haven't tried my matcha, combination. I mean, it's not mine. One of you told me about it. Actually, a few of you did, but like I am currently obsessed with it. Like cannot get enough of it. I had it 3 times last week, which like I normally only get Starbucks once a week. Yeah, I'm really, really, really in love with it. But those are my drinks of the week. Okay, what's next? Let's get into this week I learned. This week, I learned the beauty of balance and how taking what I've learned from my slow down era and now entering my yes girl era, I have found the perfect balance. I used to be someone who would like, when I felt I had energy, I used it till it was depleted. And then I was like broken. Like I hustled too hard and then I took a long time to recover. And in that recovery time, a day or two felt fine, but it would be like endless. It would be a week or even more where I just felt so low energy. I didn't have the ability to just like wake up and feel that not even go, but wake up and feel that, oh, I feel content in today. It was like, oh, I'm just so, I can't today. Or then when I had energy, it was like, okay, let's go, 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 go. Anyways, I have found the perfect balance, which has left me so much more energized. Like I am refueling or charging within the way that I am using my energy, which is just like absolutely fabulous. So I'm like rolling with it and feeling the best I have in a long time. And I bet you a lot of that has to do with the weather. And even though it's been like I feel like it's been a week of sunshine, a week of gloom, a week of sunshine, a week of gloom. So it hasn't even been like consistent sunshine, but definitely light. I mean, light definitely makes a difference. Having light first thing in the morning and light like almost I go to bed pretty early. So sometimes it's still light out when I go to bed, but I'm sure that makes like a difference as well, like a lot. I know I am solar powered, but it has been so fabulous and I've just really tapped into listening to what I feel is true for my energy levels when I'm making commitments. So I'm trying my hardest, or not even my hardest, but I'm trying to be as honest as I can with myself. And I know that right now I'm in this phase in my life where I want to do the things that are offered to me. So when something comes up, I want to try and make it work. And if I know, I'll look inwards and check in. Like, do I think I can do it? Do I not think I can do it? And if I really don't think I can, then of course I'll say no. But if I think I have the energy, the time, the ability, then I want to say yes. I want to make it work because honestly, I have felt for a few months, maybe even like half a year now, that when I say no to something, not even in a FOMO way, but if I say no to something because I feel like I'm not going to have enough energy, this is the only day I'm going to have to rest or something, then I feel and then I get to the next thing. I feel like I missed out and I don't want that feeling. Like I know like and I'm not saying it in like a FOMO way. I guess it is FOMO, but it's not even like, oh, I'm sad because other people are doing it. It's I wish I said yes because now I feel like I did have the energy for it, but I was too worried that I might not. Like I was thinking too much of a maybe, where instead of just like thinking practically. And I think a big thing that has changed for me is that implementing my Monday laundry and show day, because basically that's like a day off for me where I just know that my one commitment that I want to complete that day is my laundry and shows. And it's actually made me love, first of all, Mondays, which like who really loves a Monday? Second of all, laundry, which we all know is my least favorite chore. And it's the one chore that I have that I do. Like, that's my chore in the house is laundry. Trevor's is cleaning the kitchen at the end of the night. Like, we each have one chore that, like, is ours. Everything else we, like, pretty much share. But it's the one thing that I really did not like doing. And I combined it with two things that I love, days off and watching shows. So knowing that every Monday, for the most part, of course, some Mondays aren't, I can't, but like I pretty much try to always schedule that in for my Mondays, that knowing that every Monday I'm going to be able to just chill and do laundry and watch my shows and really take it easy and snack and just like have a nap. Like knowing that I have that has really changed everything for me, because I think a lot of the time when you, sorry, I'm just getting a call. I want to decline it so it doesn't stop anything. But knowing that you have that in a week, I think makes a big difference. And I think that's what I was missing. Like when I switched to working for myself, you didn't automatically have weekends as your weekend, right? Because you do things. And like for me, I post on Sundays and I always have that like, or like I'm sharing like a vlog on the weekend or whatever. Like I'm not working on the weekend necessarily. So um I think like I forgot to schedule a consistent in my life. Like I'm trying to figure out consistency in that element. And it's made such a difference to have that consistent day where it's like, I know I get to chill that day. If like we all need that, it feels so good. And so, anyways, this is all leaned into me just being able to say yes more and take on more things, and also know, like I used to think like, oh, I need to post so much, I need to do this, I have to keep giving, give. If I don't give, people are going to stop caring. Like people only value what I have to say if I'm like consistently going. And that was just like a bad mindset. And then I stopped and I was like, okay, Grace, why did you choose to work for yourself? What is different from working corporate in a company or working for yourself? What is it? I chose because I needed, what I needed in my life was more flexibility. I needed the ability to decide what my values were and to honor them. That's what I wanted. And where I was working, I felt like I couldn't do that. And I worked a few jobs where I felt like I couldn't do that. And I felt like my values had changed so much after I had Row. And it was like, okay, like everything's kind of changed for me and I need to figure it out. So I took a step back from working corporate and I was able to focus on creating a life that I wanted. But I got caught up in that and I was like, I got to go harder, more. And then I was like, whoa. Why am I doing that? Is that what I want? Because more is not what I wanted. I want it less. I wanted more flexibility, and less pressure and less working. Then I ended up at one point working like way more hours than I ever worked for anybody else. Well, except for my very first job, I worked a lot. Not my very first job, but the job I had right before Row, I worked a lot of hours for that one. But anyways, I ended up working so much more and taking on so much more responsibility. And what was the payoff? Really, it wasn't anything, because what I wanted at the end of the day was more flexibility. So anyways, I just refocused and figured out my why. And I think this is so important in our life, not even necessarily for work. I agree with work, but like for our life as a whole, is what is our why? And my why was I wanted to spend more time with my family. I wanted to spend less time um, doing things that I didn't like doing. Of course, there's things that you have to do that you don't like, but like I wanted to find a way to bring joy back into what I was doing for work and for my day to day, because I used to find so much joy. Like when I worked in before and after and was running my center, I loved that job. I had so much joy in that. And I just wanted to bring that spark back. I tried 3 jobs and I had none of that spark. I was like, "Okay, we got to figure out something else, because I can't do what I was doing before, because it's not going to line up with what I need in my family, because before and after I would never see Ro. I would literally be working like before and after, which is like when she wakes up and goes to sleep. So anyways, I figured it out. And then I totally slowed down. So then I entered my slow down era, and I took that rest, and I really got to know my body, and I really got to know what was too much and what was not enough. And I really understood when rest was needed and when I had more energy. And I really got to know her by like cutting out a lot of the commitments and really taking that slow down. And then I knew going into June I was going to have to ramp it up, and I already had committed myself to a bunch of stuff, and I like volunteer things and work things, and I knew that I wanted to find that perfect balance. And honestly, like going into that ramping up and like opening myself more to opportunities of spending time with people, or work opportunities, or volunteering opportunities, or just like house opportunities, aka like cleaning out certain areas, or organizing, or working on certain projects around the house. Like as I opened myself to those, I was really in tune with what was appropriate and what wasn't for me at that moment and in those weeks and at that day. And I just feel like I found the perfect balance. And I think that's so true to anything. Like when we feel like we've lost control in a part of our life, I think it's so important to get back. Like get back to ground zero, slow down, take off the pressure, listen to what our body's saying each day, discover what makes us feel good, what makes us feel bad, learn and listen and look inwards. And then you can start to take on a more commitment, or take on more flexibility, or take on more whatever. Like, I just feel like sometimes when it's real, when we're feeling like we're out of touch with ourselves or out of control in so many different elements. For me, it was in just like my day-to-day life and finding that balance between family and work and whatever. I think it's so important to just get back to that ground zero and look inwards. And I think that's something that's so easy to look away from, is ourselves, and not listen to what we have to say and sit in silence and feel uncomfortable and feel like we're missing out on things. Like I think like it's really easy to try and avoid that. But there were weeks where I felt like, what am I doing? And what's the point of this in my slow down era? And you know what? That was the point of it. The point was to feel uncomfortable, and the point was to figure out what I want to do, and the point was to gain the energy and um, to be able to start again and re-enter into the life that I want to create for myself. And so I just think it's so, so, so important for us to really look inwards, even when it feels uncomfortable, and to not be afraid of missing out on certain things, because in the long run, it will get us to where we want to be, and you will be more in tune and um, make more aligned decisions for your life and where you want to be in it. So, anyways, I just think like that is so powerful. And I literally had no idea what I was doing until now. Like, I really didn't know what I wanted or what I was looking for until I stopped and really listened to what my heart was telling me. And it's really wild how like inside of you there is an answer a lot of the time, and it's really easy to just like be distracted and not give it the opportunity to shine. So I'm really looking forward to what the summer holds, and there's so much like unknown. I feel like I have left it very open-ended, and I love that, and I'm just ready to say yes to what comes, and obviously no to things that don't serve me, but also try the new things, and get excited about things that have maybe made me feel uncomfortable in the past, or I felt like, oh, I couldn't do that because I just don't think I have the energy, or I've never felt smart enough, or whatever it is. My insecurities lie there. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to what the next couple months hold, and opening myself up and really like going hand in hand with me and my body and my inner thoughts into the next phase. So yeah, that's what I learned this week. So yes, girl era. Okay, let's get into our roses, buds, and thorns. Cuties, roses, buds, and thorns. I feel like I have so many roses. It's so hard to choose just one. Like it really is. But I am going to say I think it was my day trip to Toronto, because I really just like planned lots of plans with lots of people, and it felt so good and so refreshing, because majority of my friends are not here in my new location of living, which I used to think like, oh, I need to make more friends, but I love my friends, and I've always been this way. I have my handful of friends that are all around the world and all in different places, and I get to see them when I see them, and it's like nothing's ever changed, and it feels fabulous, and I love being with them, and it's such a wholehearted love moment. And it would be nice to have m- maybe something that I used to have close by, but I try not to yearn for something that I used to have, because I know that there's something else out there that's going to be different and still beautiful. So I'm open, as I've already said, I'm open to accepting what friendship looks like moving forward. But anyways, it was just really wonderful to catch up and be with everyone, and I love being in Toronto. It always feels like a slice of home, um, being from there and growing up there. So yeah, it was really wonderful. And then my thorn, dun dun dun. Honestly, like I feel like I can't even think of a thorn. I had such a wonderful week. I really don't even think I can think of a thorn. Come on, there's got to be something. Okay, I have one. I burned my knuckle on um taking some of the pies out of the oven. I think I was like, I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was pushing the pan in a little bit more. Anyways, and I didn't realize there was a rack above it, and I just like got my knuckle. And there's something about burning yourself, like even just the tiniest. It's not a big burn. It's at the point where it's blistered and now the scab's popped off and it's like kind of just open and gross, but it wasn't even that big, but like it's more like you run it under cold water, but you never do it long enough, and then like an hour later it's that like warm sensation and you're like, oh. But anyways, that's my thorn. It's not even that bad of a thorn, so thumbs up. And then my bud, what am I looking forward to? There's so much stuff, cuties. As I said, my brother's in staying with us this week, so we have so much fun stuff planned. We're having a little like his staycation. He lives in Toronto, but he's come here for the week, so we're embracing his staycation, and we're going to be booping and bopping all around and having dinner at my mom's and going to wineries and going to the zoo. It's just going to be such a fun little touristy for him, and I'm excited to be along for the ride. And then next week, me and the fam are headed into Toronto for our staycation with my mom, and that's going to be so fun. So I just feel like I'm just really excited. There's so much fun stuff coming up. Like I already told you, like I'm just so excited for my Yes Girl era. Let's get into entertainment recap. Entertainment recap. I'm going to take a sip of water first. Hmm. As I said, I'm back into Desperate Housewives. I'm still on season 5, and okay, first I need to say about season 5, why is it so jumpy timeline? Like, first of all, they aged up 5 years. Okay, fair enough. But this whole season, they've just been booping and bopping from forwards to backwards. They've been going, I get it. They're filling in the gaps of the 5 years a little bit. That's good. But then they're also like bopping all the way back to even before we knew them. Like, when Mary Ellis was still alive, before they had certain kids. Like, there's just so much time travel. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but it's just all over the place. I'm just so intrigued as to why they filmed it that way, but I am enjoying it. Some of the storylines, it's like, where is this going? Like, Oris, is that his name? Yeah. Bree's husband, like him stealing things. I'm like, okay, where is this going? I'm so intrigued about the camping trip and like Mike and everything. Like, where is that going? I just feel like there's so much stuff and it's like, where? I don't know where a lot of it's going or why it's part of the storyline, but I'm sure it'll all come together full circle by the end. But I'm back into enjoying it, so that's all good. And I love having just like that one show you come home to. I have not started Love Island UK. I think I am gonna wait until the fall, especially because this month has just been so busy. But I'm looking forward. I'll probably just wait till it comes on Hey You, and then we can all start a little watch party. And I have so far not got one spoiler on TikTok, which is just like amazing. Normally, I feel like every year it's always like I have to swipe past quickly and then TikTok kind of figures out like I'm not interested in seeing it, but I have not got one. Now talking about it, I bet you there'll be something. But anyways, I really have no idea what's going on, which is good. I did watch Never Have I Ever. Is that what it's called? Never Have I Ever on no, I was gonna say on TikTok, on Netflix. I think it's its fourth season, which it seemed like it was gonna be its last one, but then it ended acting like it was gonna come back, which is exciting. I'd love to see the college. I'd love to see them in college and see what goes on. But anyways, I love that series because it's like so quick. You can really watch it in like a day or two. The episodes are really short. They're like 20 something minutes and it's like only 10 episodes. And it's like just fun and easy breezy to have in the background. Although I did cry a lot in this past episode or this past season because it was like the end of high school and there was a lot of like, I don't know, sad and happy bits, bittersweet moments. So yeah, but I did enjoy that. And I need to catch up on Below Deck. I think I probably have a couple episodes, maybe two. I can't wait, but I'm also just like waiting for the right part. Every week I'm sad because I realize that Summer House is over and I'm like, oh man, I wanted to watch that, but it's like, oh, it's already over. And I'm trying to think if and I did watch Selling Sunset. I think I said last week, like, oh, everyone was talking about how dramatic this season was. Like, I kept getting things on my TikTok about that. So I watched it. I'm still confused where the drama was. Like, I'm really confused. I didn't like, there was nothing that was overboard dramatic. I didn't think one person was being anything too much or too little. All the drama that was actually happening kind of felt like, I don't know, like it really wasn't about anything. Um yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I didn't think there was any explosion. Do they do reunions for Selling Sunset? I don't think so. Maybe then it would have been more something. But anyways, we'll see. They always do like a half season. Like they've already filmed the next season. So whenever the next season comes out, maybe I'll pick up there. But it's always a easy breezy one to watch. Like, I think it's just fun. I like looking at the houses and seeing the outfits and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been watching. And that's where it's at. If you want to know what I've been listening to, you can head over to Spotify. I have my playlist over there, 5 years time. I think it's called FYT 2023, maybe. I'm not sure what I actually called it, but it'll be linked in the show notes. So you can go click over there. And yeah, I guess that's it. Happy Wednesday, cuties. Enjoy the rest of your June. I mean, I'll be back for another week, of course, but this has just been a wonderful week and I was so happy to come on here. Like last night I was like, "Oh, I'm so excited to record the podcast tomorrow and catch everyone up on my week." Like I'm excited to share. So, thanks for being here and listening, and come follow me over on Instagram at 5 Years Time Podcast or on TikTok again at 5 Years Time Podcast. We have so much fun stuff coming up. I've been doing more short form vlogs over on the socials. If you've been enjoying, of course, we have my long form vlogs on YouTube, but the weekly ones that come out on Sunday, we also upload here on Wednesdays over on YouTube at 5 Years Time Podcast. But if you've been enjoying the short form vlogs, I have been too. It's been fun. I'm going to figure out like we're away next week. So I think we'll have more vlogs, more fun little bits and bops. So I'm looking forward. Anyways, I love you all so much. And I'm sending you good vibes and sunshine. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye, cuties.